Morning, colleagues. I think some of you may know on the international media, or you may not know, but our dear friends from China have had a major tragedy in the Sichuan province yesterday. They had an earthquake of 7.8 on the Richter scale. There's one school with 1,000 children collapsed on top of them. They don't know if they're alive, and at the moment we have over 15,000 people that have passed away, and the number is still counting. So we'll just ask this morning, before we start Congress, take a slight moment of silence for them, so that our best wishes are with China and our delegation that are here. I'll just hand over to Eric, who's standing as General Secretary in my presidium bid, but he will translate in Mandarin. Thank you.
各位嘉宾早上好。本会主席团呢，昨天呢刚刚收到的讯息，在中国重庆已经发生了一个很大的地震，那么死亡人数呢，已经上千数。那么本会主席呢，现在希望我们在开会之前呢，默哀1分钟，为不幸的受难者祷告。
Thank you, everybody.
We'd like to call on Mr. Arnold Tanzer for the Congress Committee report. Thank you.
Good morning, chefs. Oh, I think we may have a couple of sore heads from yesterday. This full report will be in your file. I'm not sure under what section. I think it's the last section, so you can read it in detail. Just a couple of highlights from the Congress Committee. The Congress Committee was started by Mr. Metz following the Dubai Congress and was first chaired by Dr. Bill Gallagher. And he put forward a very useful document going forward. This document is in large complete, but as in any organization, as the organization moves forward, the document will change. Everybody who is presenting their bid this morning have filled out the bid document and have abided by what WACS would like to see at a Congress. There are certain aspects of a Congress which WACS feels needs to be covered, such as the Global Chefs, the Dr. Billy Gallagher Jr. Forum, and the Hans Buschkens Junior Competition. As a Congress Chair, I'd like to thank a couple of people who have helped me over the last 2 years in getting to this point of this Congress. Mr. Murray Dick from New Zealand, Mr. Alan Tong from Dubai, I don't know where he is, but we've had many phone calls, Mr. Ed Brown, Mr. Pitts, who has been very helpful on competitions, and last but certainly not least, Dr. Bill Gallagher. Thank you for all your help and support. The way forward to a Congress, I think most of you will appreciate that putting a Congress together of this stature and nature requires a tremendous amount of work. We, on the WACS board and as WACS members, we need to look critically on how we go forward to retain people to come to the Congress. The cost is always going to be an issue. And within that, there are certain aspects. Our sponsors need value for their money that they are committing. The cost of translation is enormous. And all these things going forward, we have to look at. And I trust that the new Presidium will carry on with the Congress Committee in some form. All my notes over the last 2 years are available, and I will hand them over to the new Secretary General. And any information that they would want from me is available. This morning, we're going to see 4 countries bid, 3 from Asia, 1 from Europe. The process that we are going through this morning is that they will have been allocated 10 minutes to do their presentation. You have met some of them outside. On Sunday afternoon, we all met. We drew out of a hat the order that they want to present in. I'll try to do this as democratically as possible. They have 10 minutes to present. And later this morning, just before lunchtime, we will hand out voting sheets. I wish all the guys who are bidding this morning lots of luck. Everyone's been saying, who would I vote for? I have no vote. I've seen all the documents. They are all correct in terms of the requirements from WACS. All the bid countries have paid both their membership fees and their bid fees. So without further ado, Portugal. Fausto, are you ready? We will go into the first presentation and enjoy.
Good morning. I hope you all enjoy the port wine. I hope that's not what made you so down today. Mr. President, dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, Bom dia will be the first words that you will hear in the morning when you come to Portugal in 2012. The Portuguese Chefs Association, ACPP, is a 30-year-old association, a proud member of WACS for 26 years, as a junior and a senior team at major events and ICA since 92. It has been awarded a Portuguese government tourism gold star for its contribution to the trade. 18 years ago, this association was having problems. Bill Gallagher, my friend, my mentor, in Luxembourg in 1990, he told me, you get back to Portugal and get it right. I did not belong to this association at that time. I got back, and with Carlos Madeira, that I've had the pleasure of sharing the presidency on and off since 1990, Paulo Pinto, António Boia, that are here, we have worked hard in prol of our profession, nationally and internationally, and have proudly opened this year a Portuguese Chefs Association new office with private investment of 1.6 million euro. It contains a 600 square meter education center for culinary skills and to better them in the future. What can Lisbon offer you? I think Lisbon can offer you culture. It has been the beginning of the discovery era, the spice trade. It's certainly influenced by the Romans, the Moors, the Spanish, the English, and the French. And in return, it influenced Africa, to India, to Japan, to Macau, and to Brazil. They're influencing gastronomy all over the world. It is a city where the old engages with the new. We invite you to make Lisbon your meeting point in 2012. The last 3 congresses have been outside Europe, from such faraway places as New Zealand, Dubai, and Santiago de Chile. I believe many of you will agree with me that it's time to come back to Europe, for various reasons. But most important to me is to make your stay a memory for life, and because we are ready to be your host in every sense of that word. The Congress will be held at the last week of March. Our Congress fee committee commitment will be in 2012 for early bird 900 euros up to 1,100.